Okay guys, we're out here in the garage and I'm going to dedicate this video to Kenny, Street Router 100. We're all here for you, Kenny. Some of us are fighting the same battle you're fighting. Maybe because of different circumstances, but you know. How's it going, guys? My metal line came. It's 90-10, they call it. 90% copper, 10% nickel. Never rusts, easy bending. Well, when it gets this thick, it's a little harder to bend. So there's like a copper hue to it, so I put a little cleaner on it. Look at that, huh? It was just a quick wipe. Talk about something that came right to life. There's like before, and you can see as I just wiped it, I just gave it a quick wipe with my wiping pad. There might even be there might still be residue on it. Oh yeah, that I like. It's like a goldish chrome. Not quite as coppery as copper, but that is awesome. But that wasn't my original intent. Then you can see the color difference. From there to there. I don't know if it's picking it up. That wasn't my original intent. My original intent was to slip line over it again. That line. So I wanted to clean up the center, so when you put it on there, it actually looks like a candy apple. Me and Junior had it slipped on a little bit. This stuff is very hard to work with. Very hard to work with. Okay, first I'm going to take a line off the car. I measured out the rubber, reduplicated it in this. It's actually fuel line. Man, this stuff is very hard to work with. I've heated it to the point where I can't touch it. It doesn't get any softer. That's gonna be fun. Measured out my NICOD, my NICOP. The first mark is the length of the hose on both sides. Then I gave room for the fitting and then enough to flare it. So now we're gonna take it and we're gonna make the whole thing shiny rather than it be the dull color. So let's get on that. A quick polish, it polishes right up. Shine it does do. So this would be nice just like this. And if all else fails, I'm going to go with it. It almost looks like chrome with a hue to it. It's the best way I could describe it. So. Okay, cut and flared. Mint flare. Took practice. I should have practiced on smaller pieces instead of full length pieces. But I wanted to see I gave it a little bit more material to crush down. So I just deformed it before we even went to the flare. So this is my other line. Should be the same length. Here's where the problem lies. I don't have any of these ends. And I want to make up at least one line tonight, so that means I gotta open up that line to do it. So I have these things. But once you put them on, you're done. So I want to see if this is going to work out. So I'm liking these lines just the way they are. But let's see how it works out. There you go. Just like I thought, it looks like candy apple. And there's the line sticking up. So this time we're going to leave a little bit more at the ends to make the nuts easier to screw on and off. Not like last time I had them buried up against it. So. Okay, there's the line done. We're gonna get new clamps. Actually, probably a size smaller because that hose is so thick. This one's 14 to 16 millimeter or something. I don't know. But those can go on after the lines are done. So if we could bend this up, we're good. I left a little gap on both ends so I can move the nuts around this time. So it does look like it's coming off a nipple. Last time I kept the rubber hose tight to it, and every time I took the lines off, it made it a problem. So there's not much left to the old line. That's what's left of the old line. So I'm prepared to bend these things multiple times, do these multiple times. Now that I figured out the trick to get the hose on, the hose is looking awesome, I think. It looks so much like candy apple, it's unbelievable. So I love it. So, but when you put the line next to the brass, the line looks more like chrome. That I could tell you. So, well, let's bend a little. Number 2. That one was too long, by like an inch. So I was going to trim the end and do it and whatever it and try and cut this line with a razor blade and a bunch of horse shit. I had the other one made up, so I just did this. I had already pre-cut the red to the size I needed, so I just matched the line. And that's the way we're going to leave it. Let's see if we can get this thing on. Obviously no clamps on it. I'm going to walk the hose up. I could actually walk it up by twisting it a little tighter up top. I have a little bit more exposed at the bottom where you don't see it. So the clamp will be a tad bit closer. But this red hose is not as compressible as the black hose to get the thing up there to do the second flare. So there has to be more exposed. But yeah, that line was almost too short. I went from too long to almost too short. So I will try and match the rest of the curves to that one. This one, when I first made it, was right. The second time I corrected it, it wound up too short. It doesn't have the same curves as the rest of them did. But these lines are not exactly joyful. I started with the easy ones, hoping that by the time I get the 2 easy ones done, I can master doing the other ones. So it is a bit of pain in the ass, but hopefully I only have to do this once. And I think that looks pretty good. It'd be cooler if you saw it sticking out the front of the car. And then, you will see the lines. You'll definitely see that one coming through the hood. So I like it. Definitely looks like candy apple red. Matches the plug wires a little bit. Makes the plug wires look a little bit more wine color. But then again, the plug wires have been on there for a long time. They could have faded. I'm sure it's different rubber too. Like I said, that is genuine fuel line. I got that from Speedway. So I could use it just as fuel line, but like I said to Junior, if it was just the short ones coming up, I'd go for it. But I gotta stay away from my linkage there. Those things are bent up to clear every bit of my linkage. And if I got a rubber hose rubbing some throttle on that I'm not aware of and it rubs a hole through it, and that's pretty elaborate the way it goes through that. So like I said, I keep my lines together, not back and then around the back of the car. I hate that. I hate that. So this is gonna be hard to bend up with this line. I just know it. I'm gonna be doing it a couple of times. If that wasn't there, I could bring it a little more gradual. But as you can see, it's tight and then it comes together. So we will get it.